Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah. Viva Aaliyah.
Hey Vivas, and welcome to another episode of Viva Aaliyah. This is episode 15 of season 3. I still can't believe that we are in season 3 and that we have had 2 other amazing seasons together. We are rounding out the season, and this interview today is an interview I've been waiting for. I have been waiting to talk to this guy for so long. We have been trying to find a date that works for both of us, and we finally found it. He is one of the funniest people I've ever seen. I'm actually running my own today, so if you see a few things going a little awry, that's why. But I do want to give a huge shout out to Dominic. Dominic is out at the Tribeca Film Festival, and he is getting to see the movie that he's a part of, that he got to record with Ryan Murphy. Dominic, of course, we know, wrote the book, This Is Not About You, and it is about conversion therapy. And so the film that he is doing today and gets to see today is the film that he was a part of. Anyway, like I said, I've been very excited to talk to this person. He is a drag super fan, a drag race super fan, and that is one of the reasons I pulled him in today. I just am going to announce him right now and bring him on. His name is Mike Zacchio. Yeah!
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. I was just choking on my drink a little bit there, so if you hear me coughing, that's why.
No problem. I am so excited to talk to you today. We have a lot of favorites from season 13 that we share, and I can't wait to dig in and get to the juicy details. But of course, we start every Viva Aaliyah out with the same question, and that is, what is in your glass? What are you drinking today?
So I'm drinking a cocktail of 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, also known as H2O, also known as water.
Always keeping hydrated is very smart.
I mean, I'm going to dinner with my fiance and 2 of our good friends, so I'll be drinking Twisted Tea when I get there. That's my drink of choice usually.
Yes. Speaking of, for you, I am drinking Twisted Tea.
Shut up.
For you, I'm drinking Twisted Tea.
Shut up. See, now I'm so upset I don't have one now.
I have not had this since college. So I also don't know if I'm going to be able to get this open with my nails. So I might have to pass it off to my husband to open. Oh, no. There we go. So cheers to you, Twisted Tea. I had to, because you always have it in your...
You know what? And I told myself, I'm like, I got to get a Twisted Tea, for this interview. But I'm like, do I really want to have one right before I go driving? I'm like, you know what?
No.
Better to err on the side of responsibility.
Yes, I am very glad you did it. We'd like to keep you around. We want to see more content from you.
Oh,
I actually found you on TikTok.
Okay.
I've been following you quite some time. And you famously now, you are famous, TikTok famous, have recorded yourself watching RuPaul's Drag Race season 13. How'd you get your start on social media?
I mean, I've been on social media forever. I was a reporter for 10 years. So they kind of made us be on like Twitter and all the other different platforms. I never was heavy with Instagram. And then even when TikTok came out, like I just kind of watched the videos, and my fiance was always like, don't get on here. Like, you're going to embarrass yourself on here. But I'm like, but this is like, TikTok was made for me. Like I was too late to the Vine trend and everything. And then I'm like, you know what? I hopped on, and I've been loving TikTok ever since.
Your fiance and you together are hilarious. I remember when she explained what trade was to you, and
yeah, she's constantly, giving me all the drag terms and educating me on a weekly basis.
I believe your response was, so I'm trade, and she went, no. But I have to say, Mike, we stan you, and you are total trade. We love to watch you.
I appreciate you.
Also, when you learned what a bussy was, and that to me the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh
when,
my God.
when she said, a bat pussy. You a second. And then you found out. And you like realized what was going on. What was going through your head at that moment?
I was just like, dear God. Like I don't know what I was expecting it to mean. I'm sure it in the deep crevices of my mind, I kind of knew. And then like I guess just hearing it out loud was like, there we go.
Leave it to the gays to come up with a term like that, right?
Oh yeah. I love the gays, the girls, the theys. I love everyone.
You are you're engaged right now, aren't you? So your girlfriend is not your girlfriend, which I put, she's your fiance.
Correct.
When's the big day?
So it was supposed to be April 23rd. And then, due to this lovely pandemic we've been living in, we had to postpone in the winter or so. So now it's going to be in February of 2022.
Wow. I'm sure you have everything, but if you need somebody, I am a registered officiant with the University Life Church.
Same.
Happy to come on and help you out if you need.
At this point, I would totally elope and have you be our officiant because it's just been like way too long and way too stressful that I'm like, okay, can we just like make this fun now? But
February will be here before you know it, though.
Yes. Oh no, I'm quickly learning. I mean, I started grad school in this past February, and I'm like, oh my God, we're in June now. So I know that this next February is going to come up pretty quickly.
What are you studying?
Secondary education, specifically social studies.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll be a teacher one day.
Oh, so you haven't started teaching yet?
No. Just taking my classes now. I'm looking to student teach in January. And then with any luck, I'll be a full-time teacher for the 2022-23 school year.
And if you don't mind me asking, where are you located?
I'm just over the New York border in Jersey, but I'd be looking to teach in New York.
Wait, we're neighbors.
Really?
Yeah, I'm on the Upper East Side, and I regularly entertain in Jersey. I actually have a show in Hoboken coming up, like in a couple weeks. So
let me know the date, and I'll try to get out there. I'm literally starting to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday tomorrow, and that's gonna be my new schedule, which is also why we've been having such scheduling conflicts of trying to get this together. But if I could find a day to spring free or a night to spring free, I would love to go check you out.
Absolutely. Usually it's weekends, so hopefully you'll be.
Yeah, let me know the dates and I'll talk to my boss and be like, hey, can you let me go for this one weekend or this one weeknight?
Celebrities at my drag shows. Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to also say before we get any further, I just appreciate you having me on here. I mean, I don't think I said that earlier in the show, but I am genuinely appreciative for you asking me to come on. I'm sorry it took so long for us to link up.
It's okay. You did not take the longest that it's taken, and not even near the longest it's taken to get somebody on the show. So, what made you decide to start recording your reactions to season 13? You're quite an animated character, which I absolutely love. So even when like the runway song comes on, you do your little dun, 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 and I love it. Yes,
I have CoverGirl downloaded on my phone. Like that's not like an act or anything. Like I genuinely think that that's a whole bop, and I would want that played at the wedding.
Oh, so, is that what you should walk out to it when they end up?
I didn't even think about that until like the millisecond before you just said it. I'm like, oh my, because we've been looking for an entrance song. Like we've been trying to find one. I would totally do CoverGirl, but I'll bring it up to her. She's getting her nails done right now before we go to dinner, but I will totally bring that up.
She was there, and if we could get a side eye or something, which she's very good at.
She constantly roasts. She was even telling me earlier today, like, because she's like, in every relationship, there's the fun one and the funny one. She's like, you're the fun one, I'm the funny one. I'm like, I mean, she's not totally wrong. She's definitely wittier and a lot funnier than I am, but like, you don't need to say it.
You want to be a little bit of both, right?
I know, right? Like, but yeah, she's the one who got me into drag because she's like a RuPaul's Drag Race stan, and like she always watched it. And then during quarantine, All Stars 5 was on, and I'm like, oh, when we're here together, I'm like, I'll watch it with you, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just watch it every week. And she would see how animated I was during the episodes because I'm an Aries, and I just, I'm the most competitive person people will ever meet. So for when season 13 came on, I'm like, I'm going to record my reactions this episode and just put it on TikTok and see what happens. And then it got like 100,000 views. And I'm like, oh, so this did well. And she's like, so I guess we're doing this every week. I'm like, I mean, if you don't mind. So yeah, it's built a nice little community though. So I'm appreciative.
Twisted Tea sponsored you yet?
No, and I'm waiting for. I have Shannon got me a Twisted Tea onesie for my birthday. So between that, all the Twisted Tea that I drink in my TikTok videos, like I don't know what a guy's got to do to get a sponsorship, but like I don't know anybody that sells Twisted Tea harder than I do. Like all my friends know me as like, oh, Zacchio drinks Twisted Tea. So,
I would have never drank this if it wasn't for you.
See, Twisted Tea.
Here's another one. Twisted Tea. I would not have drank this if it wasn't for my friend Mike here. Also, this goes out to Facebook, Instagram, or not Instagram because Instagram sucks when it comes to, but Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So Twisted Tea. Hopefully, we'll tag them in all of them to make
Please
sure.
get at your boy. My DMs are always open.
Yes, we are not looking for Viva Aaliyah sponsorship. We're looking for Mike's sponsorship because I want more. We want more from you. So when you recorded your first one, your fiance was like, okay, we've got this. We've got to do this. Obviously, you've got all these followers. Did you see the followers and the likes coming in right away? Or was it like the next morning you woke up and you were like, holy shit? I
think it was the next morning I woke up and it was at whatever it was, like 50,000 or 70,000. I'm like, oh, we got like a hit on our hands here. And thankfully she's always been like incredibly supportive of whatever I want to do. And so she was like, yeah, no, like, and I always like, there's always part of me that felt bad because like, this is her thing. Like, she watches Drag Race and this was always her show. And I always felt like I'm kind of taking that enjoyment from her by like, reacting on camera and having this, be recorded and whatnot. So I always told them, like, if you ever want me to stop, like, I don't have to do these videos. It's not like I'm getting paid for them or anything like that. So if you ever just want to watch an episode, we can totally do that. But thankfully, she's always been very supportive.
That's amazing. Does she also record and do TikToks and all of that, or just?
Oh God, no.
Not her.
No. She's so like I'm. My Instagram is public. I do TikToks regularly. She doesn't do TikTok. Her Instagram is private. She's not on Twitter. She's not really a social media. She uses Snapchat a lot with her friends, but that's about it. And I don't use Snapchat at all.
I was gonna say I'll follow. She's so funny.
She is. I wish she did social media because she is very witty and she is funny. But I'm also not. I'm never gonna force her to do anything that she doesn't want to do.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's a good trait in a husband or soon to be a husband. So. You did mention that you were going to start watching the other seasons, the prior seasons. Where are we with that journey? What do we think? I need to know all of the details.
So I have not watched any other seasons since season 13 ended because, admittedly, because like grad school has just been very time consuming, and pretty much after season 13 ended, I got the call from work like, hey, we're going back after 15 months being closed. So now my life has pretty much been, I go to work, I come here, I do schoolwork until I pass out, and then rinse and repeat, over and over again. So once I get some kind of balance in my life, like I'm going to be off Tuesdays and Wednesdays now. I'll try to maybe watch RuPaul's Drag Race whenever I'm not doing schoolwork.
We'll have to have you like phone in or record a video of an update so that we can update our Viva Aaliyah fandom. And make sure that they know where you are. But what was your favorite? Let's dig into season 13 a little bit more. What was your favorite challenge on season 13?
I'm trying to remember what because my memory is not the greatest. I remember not being thrilled with the Snatch game.
Yeah, same.
I'm trying to remember like what some of the more prominent challenges were that were out there. I know they did like, they had a model like a soda can or something like that.
Okay, I'll ask you differently. What's your most memorable thing from season 13?
The most memorable thing from season 13? I mean, Candy Muse just stood out like, a ray of sunshine. But no, I mean, just everything about the person. I mean, because it's weird for me because it was my first real foray into Drag Race. So I just didn't really know what to expect. Like the All-Stars were all All-Stars. They had all done this before. This is the first time like, hey, we're here. And I guess for me, it was surprising to see like Candy's from New York, Olivia Lux is from New York. I think Rosé is from New York. So it was like, oh wow, like these are local queens. Like, so it was kind of cool to kind of see that. But yeah, I don't really know what stood out the most for me, to be honest with you. I'm trying to like think out loud. It was very emotional from what I can, like, there were a lot of like, broken down, like, moments where like, they kind of got emotional. I kind of like those moments where you see behind the queen and see who they are inside. I think it makes you relate a lot more to the queens instead of just seeing them as just entertainers.
For you, who was the biggest like transformation? You were like, damn, how did they even do that?
So let's see. I mean, I've been very, very, very open about, thinking that Candy Muse did not deserve to be in the final, let alone make it to the final round. Just because I think that she had a very slow start. But I think that from where she was to where she finished was one hell of a transformation. Like the Candy in the last 3, 4, 5 episodes was a completely different queen than what I saw in the beginning. And that's why I was like, I'm not saying that she doesn't have talent. I'm just saying that what I have seen so far has not impressed me. And then she really just kind of, I think it was like right after the double save, she just kind of turned it on. I'm like, yes, this is the queen that like everyone raves about and that like I can get behind. But when you're talking trash and you're in the bottom 2, like every other week, like I don't know about that.
Here's I know your fiance teaches you a lot of things. Here's a term for you to teach her if she doesn't know already. So I'm going to give you a 1-up. When we see things that are unimpressive, we say Shania Twain because that don't impress me much.
So she loves Shania Twain. Like she was talking about having Man, I Feel Like a Woman be her bouquet toss song. But she's a huge Shania Twain fan.
It's one of my go-to mixes that I do is my Shania Twain mix. But my friends and I together say that quite often. We go Shania Twain because
I'm gonna try and drop that in at dinner tonight and just see what the reaction is like.
Go. And everybody will be like, "Excuse me," and then I'll be up to that don't impress me.
And then she'll give me the eye roll that she is famous for.
And, when we're talking about transformations, also when you saw them transform into their drag characters, was there anybody that you were like, that can't be the same person?
I mean, I know there has to be. I'm just trying to like think back to who the queens were. So I'm trying to like go down like through the list, like who was in the final, who's in the final. Like you had Got Mick, you had Rosé, Candy, Simone. I don't think any of them like really like wow, like that's someone else. Not Tina. Utica was always just very, very like loud in her transformation. There was Elliot, Olivia. I'm trying to think who were the other queens from 13? Tamisha.
Aubrey was on for a little bit. Denali.
I really like Denali. I was really pulling for Denali. I always thought Kimora was beautiful. Like, I mean,
Kimora is very beautiful. I sympathize with Kimora and how long we take to get ready. I take like 3 to 4 hours as well. So I can't say that I would do very well in that aspect of Drag Race, but yeah. If you were to be on Drag Race, if you were to be a queen on Drag Race, what would the personality be like? Oh God.
So I've thought about this before. Is that like weird that I've thought about like what kind of a drag queen would I be? Because people have commented like you should do drag. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I could walk in heels or anything like that. But I feel like my personality, my persona would just be what you see on the camera, just like a goon. Like I probably like a bit comedy, a bit camp. Like I don't like doing very like weird outfits. I don't mind loud colors, but I don't like doing like extravagant outfits where it's just like a whole lot's going on. I feel like I'd be a shady queen a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Like just like a little quick comment. Like I don't know that I'm funny enough and witty enough to make it my personality, but like I could throw like a zinger in there once in a while.
So do you think you'd be good at the reading challenge?
I go back and forth. There's times I feel like, I would crush this because I feel like when I'm doing the episode, if I read someone to filth, I'm like, I got her good. And then there's times where I'm just like, I don't know how they do it, like because I'm not good enough to do it in the moment all the time. But I think I can hold my own in a reading challenge. Maybe.
Did you when the reading challenge came on and the library became open, did you have a good read for any of those queens? You don't have to tell me what it was necessarily if you can't remember, but like, do you feel like you had a good one?
If Tina was around for the library read, because I don't remember if she was, I felt like I could have read Tina because, like, I mean, Homegirl just wore the same 3 colors every episode, and it's like, come on.
You know what's funny though? Tina, I've entertained with Tina. I've known Tina for a couple of years. That is not Tina Burner.
That's what I think Shannon said. Like, because Shannon like really goes in and like reads up about the queens and whatnot. So apparently, yeah, that was like a new thing. She
really just like, I don't know, just went with that for some reason. Maybe her designers convinced her to do it, but I've never seen her in the same colors ever at a show. So
yeah, it just like, and I thought that she, was a solid competitor. It always just kind of like took away from me that, like, I feel like you're a drag queen. You're supposed to express yourself and like show your creativity, and using the same color palette, I don't think does that. And I'm like, I'm a straight guy with no taste. And I'm like, if I can, read that, I'm like, I don't know how everybody else who actively follows, drag feels about it.
So you said you've thought about your drag before, like what kind of queen you would be. What would the name be?
Karaoke. That I've had like locked in. Karaoke. I'm a karaoke stan. I am here for it, and I'm like, you know what, Carrie, woman's name, and then Oki, like, sure, karaoke.
Do you have an entrance line if you were to walk into the studio?
I've gone back and forth with like, do I want to just do, because like, Rose just came in, it was just like, hey. So I'm like, do I just walk in and like do I walk in with a microphone and just give like some kind of like sassy look and then just go mic drop and that's my whole thing? Or do I come in and try to say something clever, but knowing me, I trip over my own words, and it'd be a recurring reel of like, oh, remember when karaoke just completely botched her opening line? So less words, the better.
And you said you are or you're not into like the big, huge costumes?
No, I'm definitely not.
So no. Your entrance look would be like very sleek and
yeah, like I can't see anything that's like big wings or anything like that. But yeah, loud colors, something to make a statement.
So you'd be a slut.
A what?
You'd be a slut.
Oh yeah, I mean Shannon calls me a slut all the time, but
karaoke would be.
She calls me a karaoke slut because I'm back in my single days. I was a different guy than I am now.
A karaoke slut. So that's where you pick up the girls back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where you two met?
Yeah, we met at karaoke. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And I've maintained, like, I believe, I don't remember which Shania Twain song it was, but like I think the moment that like I like fell in love with her was like while she was singing Shania Twain. Because I remember sitting in a booth being like, yeah, that's my girl. Like, she's the one. Like, that's it. Done. Lock it up. Wrap it up.
Room though, right?
I'm sorry?
You were in the same room though, right?
Yeah, so it was in a bar. And like she was just, yeah. So
you
we're
were
like
sitting in on somebody else's room.
Oh no. Like we were all just in a big, because we have like a little crew of ours that like we haven't had karaoke in over a year, but like we would go every week and we would hang out at the local bar and drink, sing karaoke and whatnot. So it was a nice little crew of us.
All right. I like that story. So definitely lots of Shania Twain at the wedding, hopefully.
Yes.
Her bouquet toss is going to be that. And
yes.
You're walking into
CoverGirl.
But the newer CoverGirl.
Is that the one that was on season 13?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, I want that one.
The first one is that You Better Work CoverGirl.
No.
That's like back when I started drag. That's what was playing.
No, I want to put the bass in my walk and like when I'm coming out with Shannon to our grand entrance.
You two, you have to tell her. You both have to do the head moves when the when the
lights are going on.
Yes,
because I feel like if we do end up going with CoverGirl, I feel like it would, like, the doors would open like during like when RuPaul when they show RuPaul. So like maybe the lights would be doing that. Maybe like the behind the scenes camera could maybe get our head motions, but like everybody else probably wouldn't see it. But I think we'd have fun with it. I got to bring that up to her.
As long as you have somebody recording it, that's all.
Yes. I've been telling her, I'm like, I really, really, really want like 2 videographers at the wedding, just because I wanted to capture like the behind the scenes stuff, like the things that we're saying to each other, the looks that we give each other, things that, we might forget, a year, 2, 5, 10 down the road that like we can look back on. Cause like everyone's going to remember like, oh, remember when we danced and remember when we said our vows? Like, yeah, okay. Everyone's going to remember that. But I want to like, remember that like look I gave her, or like telling her like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Like my heart is beating out of my chest right now, or something like just like a smile or a smirk or something. I don't know. But those are the moments I want to capture.
Oh my gosh. You seem like a hopeless romantic.
I'm a hopeful romantic.
Oh,
I used to go by hopeless romantic. And then it was ironically the ex before Shannon who like, she's like, you're not a hopeless romantic. You're a hopeful romantic. I'm like, I kind of like that. So I just took it and run with it.
Yeah. Take it and do your own thing. So on season 13, we saw a lot of different looks. Do you have a favorite look that you remember from one of the queens?
Probably anything by Olivia Lux, to be honest. No, I remember Candy's, oh my God, was it the finale episode? Or I think it might have been the finale episode. Because I remember, I think, saying on the video, I'm like, this is not only my favorite look of the episode, this might be one of my favorite of the season. And I think Candy's wearing like something black and white. I don't remember what it was, but I remember really liking that one. And Olivia just had so many looks where we just like looked at each other like, this bitch is just too beautiful. Like, it's just not fair. So
this is going to air live, and she's not going to say this, but do you want to hear a secret about Olivia?
Do I hear what? I'm sorry?
Do you want to hear a secret about Olivia?
Oh yeah, spill the tea.
She raided my closet before she went on Drag Race.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So is Olivia as wholesome and sweet as she appears on TV?
She's exactly as she appears on TV. Okay. So she is one of my best friends, and I love her dearly. She is wholesome and sweet, but she can also be a monster. Okay. I love her to death, but she has her diva moments. When they were saying Olivia is a diva, honey. We had a photo shoot together, and she tried to art direct the entire theme when the photographer was trying to do this thing. And I was like, girl, shut up and just take the photo. So, I mean, she knows what she wants. I will say that. And I respect her so much for it.
I see. That's probably why we gravitate towards each other. Cause like Shannon gives me crap all the time. Cause like I sit there and think about, the music playlist and what, like, there are songs that I absolutely don't want to hear. And there's songs that we definitely want to hear. And like, because to me, I want to be like, hey, here's a list of 200 songs. You can play all these songs. You can play a mix of them. I don't care. But this is what we want to hear. Play it. And she's like, you need to stop like trying to take control of everything. But I'm like, I know what I want. So like, why not play the songs we want to hear rather than just leaving it up to chance? But
you're two peas in the pod, you and Miss Lux.
That's why we need to get out to a show and like, see her do her thing. Shannon and I've been saying, like, if she's in New York, I'm like, next time she's doing a show and we're free, like, we're in there.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
Ooh, she's gonna be so excited.
We can definitely make that happen. So anything by Olivia Lux you love. I'm gonna ask you a controversial question.
Oh God.
What did you think of RuPaul's looks versus the other queens?
I thought for the most part, I liked them because I felt like I would always tell Shannon like behind the scenes, like Ru always like looks great. But I also, this is really my second season watching RuPaul. So like, I don't know if it's like, oh, RuPaul's like Ru's gone downhill over the past couple of years, or if it's like, no, she's still bringing it. I was always drawn to RuPaul's like suits, like when RuPaul's out of drag.
Oh yeah.
There were like 3 times I told Shannon, I'm like, I can pull that suit off. Like, I want that suit. If someone can get me, he wore like a maroonish burgundy, like flowered suit that I'm like, I want that. Like I was so confident, so adamant that I'm like, I can pull that off. And she's like, no, you can't. And I almost want to buy the suit just to like prove her wrong.
You can't. Honey, you can pull off anything you want to.
I think it's all about a mindset, right?
Yeah. The confidence is key. I mean, sometimes as drag queens, we put on some ugly ass shit and just prance down, and people are like, yes, that's everything. It's beautiful because we have confidence.
Yeah, you just got to work it.
Yeah. Work and you work it. We see your moves when the songs come on. Yeah. So you clearly just stated that you are an Olivia Lux stan.
Yeah.
You are a big fan. Many times you critiqued the critiques that she got. You were like, what? I don't understand what's going on here. You even said that you poured one out for her when she got kicked off. What was the big draw to her over the other critiques?
We both love the name Olivia. Like it's like we've said, if we have a daughter, we would want to name her Olivia. So that was like an automatic draw. I think the New York aspect definitely helped her case because Shannon really liked Rose. But I really liked the sweet and wholesomeness of her. Like just something about just like her smile was just so inviting that it was like I love her. Like I'd want to grab a drink with her. I'd want to hang out with her. She just seems like such a good person, and I root for good people in life. So that just kind of drew me to her.
She is a great girl to go have a drink with. Mike, I actually have something for you.
Go ahead.
So just hang out and watch.
Hi, Mike. It's me, Olivia Lux from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. I'm here at my studio now right after a shoot, but I'm so happy to be making this video because I've been watching all of your TikTok videos all throughout Season 13, and I just want to take the time to say thank you so much for all of your love and support. It means the world to me. You and your girlfriend are so adorable, so thank you for supporting me all throughout Season 13, and I hope to meet y'all very, very soon in real life, but until then, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, babies.
Shut up. So, fun fact. Shannon's both of our birthdays are in April. I wanted to get Shannon a cameo of Olivia Lux, like for her birthday, I guess a surprise. And Olivia just wasn't on cameo. So I'm like, damn it. Like I can't do this for her or anything like that. Like if I show her, she will die. She will screech. Like she will just howl. Like
I'll send it to you.
I appreciate you. That like made my night. I had like such a stressful day with like doing schoolwork all day and knowing that we have to like open up work tomorrow. Like that just, oh my God, that was the best. I appreciate you so much. And Olivia, thank you both so much.
Of course.
She commented on one of my videos once, like with like hearts or something like that. And I like showed Jen, I'm like, Olivia commented, she saw it. And then I was afraid, I'm like, because she didn't comment on anything else. I'm like, oh, I think I pissed her off with something. I don't know.
No, not at all. The girl is busy right now. But I will tell you,
she should be.
We talk very regularly. We've been sisters since she started drag about 2 years ago. And when I mentioned to her that I was doing this interview, she was like, wait, he's the one who talks about me all the time on TikTok. I follow him. I watch him.
She follows me on TikTok?
I'm pretty sure she does.
Hold on. I'm gonna freak out like on like live on this broadcast if that's actually true.
If she hasn't pressed the follow button, I'll do it on her phone to make sure she does.
Olivia Lux. Okay. So I just see that I'm following her. Okay. I'll see. Okay. We don't need to worry about me passing out like live on your show.
I'm gonna make it happen though.
I appreciate it.
Happen on all social media platforms. I'm gonna be like, girl, give me your phone. We're doing this right now. But no, she requested to do that video. So that was not me asking her. She said, I want to make him a video. Please remind me. And I reminded her, and there it is.
That makes it so much better. Like I would have been thankful if you just said, hey, I'm interviewing this guy. He really, really likes you on Drag Race. Could you make a quick video? But like the fact that she took the initiative, was like, oh, I want to do this. I didn't see now it's like we are going to see her live at some point. Like now I have to support her like in person.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm sweating. I'm overheated now. That was awesome.
I was a big fan. You did turn a little red.
Because I'm like, he's like, I have something for you. I'm like, I have no idea what this could be. And I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but that was 10 times better than whatever it is I was expecting.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that that happened for you. And you said you're going back to work tomorrow, so I want to wish you all of the luck in that. But I
Thank you
also
very
want to
much.
ask you, what is coming up for you? What should we be looking out for? What's like? I know you have grad school, you have all of this, but like, do we get more content? You've been posting things randomly, but do we get more content? What's up?
So my childhood friend and I actually host a boy band themed podcast called New Pod on the Block that we've been trying to launch season 3 for the past like month or so, but he lives in LA and he's doing a bunch of other podcasts and whatnot. And between school and work, we're just trying to get together to where like we can record it and produce regularly. So we have season 3 coming out of that hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I definitely do want to get to making more TikToks, but like my focus definitely is grad school and work, just because like I need to, get that stuff done, because those are things that are going to set me up and my family up for our lives, like going down the road. As much as I like TikTok, I just don't want to distract me from what it is I'm actually trying to accomplish in life.
Definitely. And what grade do you want to teach in the end?
I would love to teach 11th or 12th grade. I'm going for secondary education, so like I'll take any grade in high school, but I've always felt like I relate better to that 16 to 18 range, just because they're the closest things to adults that I can like talk to them. And also like I chose to teach social studies for a reason. Like I want to be able to have difficult conversations with them and to kind of prepare them for adulthood and be like, hey, some of you are going to be voting next year or in 4 months. So I want you to be making informed decisions. I want you to be having informed conversations with people, whether or not you disagree with them. I'm sure there's people in this classroom that you disagree with. You need to learn how to have civil, respectful conversations that are informed with one another, as opposed to, the argument and the bashing and the name calling that goes on social media nowadays.
Wow, that's amazing. We need more teachers like you in the world.
I appreciate you.
Like you in the world, and thank you for being a teacher. It is sometimes a thankless job. So start your career with my thanks, and hope that you just feel like the love and the support that you need. And anything you need, babe, we are here for you. The queens are here for you. You are our stan. We love it. And like I said, if you need an officiant, I'm there, or a second in command to officiate. Happy to come and just be a part of your special day and make y'all the most special anything we can.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
This is Mike Zacchio. You can find him on TikTok at Mike_Zacchio, correct?
That's correct.
And that's Zacchio.
Yeah, and you said it right. A lot of people don't say it right. Is it Zacchio, whatever? So you nailed it.
The first time I said it, that's how I said it. I studied voice, so I studied a lot of language. So that's probably where it came from. We need to have a karaoke night.
Yes.
Let's do it. And
yes.
I'll let you know when the shows are. And you never know. Maybe some people will pop up and say hi. We could have just a good party out of it.
I'm looking forward to, again, after this past year, I'm looking forward to having as much fun as I possibly can for the rest of my life. And drag shows are definitely going to be part of that.
And we can't wait to meet the fiance as well.
Yes.
Once again, Mike Zacchio, Zacchio on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all of those things. Well, maybe not, but TikTok definitely is where we found him. Mike_Zacchio. You have been wonderful. I will see you backstage here in just a second. All right, Vivas, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode. Like I said, this one is pre-recorded, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't tune in for the whole thing. Next week, we will be chatting about Juneteenth. We're going to hear some stories from some beautiful queens. I have recording artist Stormy Maya and the legendary Tiffany Middlesex will be with us. We're going to talk all about Juneteenth and what it means to be a Black artist in today's world. We will see you next week. I can't wait to chat with you. Viva Aaliyah.